Ubisoft is experiencing one of its most tumultuous periods in recent memory. Following the controversy surrounding the Assassin's Creed Shadows, which delayed its launch until next year, Ubisoft has found itself in another potential boiling pot of negativity. Gameranx has reported that Ubisoft is considering ending X-Defiant after its fourth season if developers are unable to attract a significant increase in players. Previous rumors suggested X-Defiant was suffering from a dwindling player base, which was denied by the game's executive producer, Mark Rubin, a Call of Duty veteran who worked on some of the franchise's biggest releases. However, insiders speaking to Gameranx said that despite Rubin's assurances that X-Defiant isn't dying, Ubisoft is ready to put it on the chopping block. Industry insider and leaker Sean Weber posted on October 14th that he has learned Ubisoft's research team is actively asking their playtesters to host an in-house test session to gather new feedback on X-Defiant, and that if player counts aren't increased, support for the title could be severed post-Season 4. Currently, there is no way to officially know if Ubisoft is considering killing off X-Defiant, but what is known is that Ubisoft has planned an entire year's worth of content for the game that will span 4 seasons. Additionally, Ubisoft has continued to make improvements to the game's critical infrastructure, such as netcode problems that caused hit registration issues. So, there was a leaked video showing some new gameplay from Assassin's Creed Shadows, and it gives us a closer look at how the game's world is going to feel really dynamic and alive. One of the coolest things is that the game will have seasonal cycles, meaning the weather will change over time, and that'll actually affect your gameplay. For example, certain places might be blocked off or harder to reach depending on the season, and even your character's movements will change because of it. The world's going to feel way more immersive. Beyond that, this leak talks about how the changing seasons will also affect the environment. Like, if a haystack is frozen in the winter, you won't be able to hide in it. Small details like that really add to the realism. Another highlight from the leak is the hideout customization feature. You'll be able to design and personalize your base, from the roof to the interior, making it feel like your own space in the game. And because the world will be filled with mysteries, there's going to be a big focus on exploration outside of just completing quests. Sounds like Shadows is really pushing the boundaries of what we've seen from Assassin's Creed so far. So, you know how Assassin's Creed Mirage went back to the series' roots with a more linear design? Well, the next game, Assassin's Creed Shadows, is bringing back the modern open-world style but shaking things up a bit. One major change is with the climbable synchronization towers, which used to reveal the whole map with points of interest. In Shadows, these towers will be more like vantage points to highlight specific locations around the map, but not reveal everything. On the other hand, here is some real news. The development of a co-op mode for Assassin's Creed Shadows, codenamed League, sounds like a great addition to the game's experience. It's always fun when Assassin's Creed games expand into multiplayer or co-op modes, as it adds another layer to the gameplay. While we don't have all the details yet, the idea of Naui and Yasuke teaming up with their different combat styles sounds promising. It could be a unique twist on the usual solo adventure. The fact that League has been in development even before the game's delay is reassuring, because it shows that Ubisoft planned this feature early on, not just as a quick fix for the postponement. It makes you wonder what kind of cooperative missions or challenges they'll introduce, and how this will tie into the broader Assassin's Creed lore. On top of that, with Assassin's Creed Invictus coming in 2025 as a full multiplayer experience, and the Black Flag remake on the way, the future of the franchise looks pretty exciting for multiplayer fans. Codename Hexy, being described as the darkest in the series, also stirs a lot of curiosity. It seems like Ubisoft is diversifying its approach with this lineup, offering something for both solo and multiplayer fans. I'm personally interested in seeing how they balance the story and multiplayer mechanics in Shadows co-op mode. What are your thoughts? Would you be more excited for this co-op mode, or are you looking forward to something else in the Assassin's Creed universe? Ubisoft has confirmed multiple remakes, and insiders suggest we might finally get an Assassin's Creed 1 remake, potentially releasing in 2027 to celebrate the series' 20th anniversary. If that's the case, I'm hoping they update the gameplay mechanics rather than just improving the visuals. We also got some interesting leaks regarding Assassin's Creed's future. For starters, Ubisoft is reportedly planning to release 10 Assassin's Creed games in the next 5 years. Yeah, Yeah, that sounds like a lot, but it may not be as overwhelming as it seems. What's crazy is that 4 of these games are already scheduled for release in 2025. Assassin's Creed Red is the first, set to release on February 14th, but we also learned from Tom Henderson, who has reliable Ubisoft sources, that Assassin's Creed Jade, a full-fledged mobile game, is tentatively planned for Q2 2025. The game went through a big test in summer 2023. Jade has me excited because while Red will be more similar to Valhalla in terms of RPG mechanics, Jade feels more like the Odyssey sequel I've been waiting for. We already knew that Assassin's Creed Red would kick off a new era for the series, as Ubisoft has been signaling this shift for a while. Basically, we're moving away from the more traditional, stealth-focused Assassin's Creed games that ended with Syndicate. Fun fact, Assassin's Creed 3 was the biggest commercial success of that older era. Then came Origins, which started a new period, let's call it Period 2, focusing more on keeping players engaged for longer. This was achieved by launching with a lot of content and following up with regular updates and free expansions, like we saw with Odyssey and Valhalla. Now, Assassin's Creed Red will follow that same model, offering a similar experience to those games. However, Red will also mark the real beginning of a new phase, Period 3, with Mirage acting as a sort of appetizer for what's to come. Remember the Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake? That's being developed by Ubisoft Singapore, the team behind Skull and Bones. According to Tom Henderson, it's slated for release in November 2025. Insider Gaming reportedly got a sneak peek at some early gameplay, showing Edward Kenway sailing in the upgraded Anvil engine. And while Henderson didn't go into detail, it seems the game looks good. Black Flag will also use the new tech being introduced in Assassin's Creed Red, like improved wind and weather effects that could really enhance ship gameplay. Additionally, we're hearing about Assassin's Creed Invictus, a standalone multiplayer title that's also coming in 2025. French YouTuber Jonathan shared some details, likening it to Fall Guys, which raised a few eyebrows. Thankfully, Tom Henderson clarified that it's not literally like Fall Guys, but the comparison was meant to describe the gameplay structure. Invictus will feature 6 rounds on different maps with various game modes, and the lowest scoring player gets eliminated. With Red, Jade, the Black Flag remake, and Invictus all lined up, there are still 5 other Assassin's Creed games coming over the next 5 years. According to Tom Henderson, Ubisoft's plan for Period 3 is to release a mainline game every 2 years, with smaller, more experimental games filling the gaps in between. So, after Red and Black Flag, the next big mainline title might come in 2028. So, after Red and Black Flag, the next big mainline title might come in 2028. There's speculation that the team behind Mirage, Ubisoft Bordeaux, could be responsible for that one, and they've teased they're working on new worlds. We've also heard about other potential projects, like Project Nebula, which would span 3 settings: India, the Aztec Empire, and the Mediterranean. There's also Project Raid, a co-op multiplayer game, and Assassin's Creed Echoes, another multiplayer title that uses cloud technology to dynamically change the game world. One factor that could shake things up is Ubisoft's current financial situation, which has led to rumors of the company possibly going private or restructuring with more involvement from Tencent. If that happens, they may cut some of these projects and focus on fewer titles. So yeah, 10 games in 5 years is a lot. Either way, the future of Assassin's Creed is packed, and it'll be interesting to see how it all unfolds.